Hello, this is Steve Ramona, your host for Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. I want to thank our sponsors, Infone, and with Infone, you can place your business on everybody's cell phone, turn their business into a web app, and with a click of a button, they'll have access to you 24/7. And also Pantheon.fm. Have you ever thought about monetizing and taking your podcast to the next level? Well, Pantheon can do that. Let us show you how. Reach out to Steve Ramona, the host, at infone.co/SR1, and I will go over with you how you can make your podcast really stand out. Let's enjoy the show. Thanks again, everybody. Welcome, everyone, to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. And this is your host, Steve Ramona. Sales. Be able to talk about it. And if you have a business, which a lot of you do out there in the audience, you need sales. Don't have sales, you don't have a business, you're done. I've got a gentleman, part 2. He's going to dive into sales and how easy sales can be. Ruke, welcome to the show.
What's up, buddy? I'm so glad to be here. This is cool.
Let's jump in. Talk sales. Let's do it.
You would talk sales? Okay. So let's be honest. Let me give you some truths around it. And there's people lie about this stuff all the time. First of all, without revenue, you don't have business. You really don't. And so to have revenue, you have to have sales. And it's not an onboarding report. It's a sales report. It's not a gross word. What has happened, people have been gross about it. And so I love talking about sales. I mean, you know me, I do branding, marketing, and sales. And that's really, really important because to have all those connected. But how you sell matters. It doesn't have to be gross, slick, and slimy. I had someone once tell me, "Oh yeah, you just leverage your pain points." I'm like, "What?" And I was like, "Seriously?" It's a very professional person, and I couldn't help it. And I said, "What the F?" Like, obviously the real word. I'm like, "What the? That's gross." Leverage their pain points. Then I went, "Okay, chill out." But people teach this crap and it's manipulative, and you don't need to manipulate people. Listen, if you have to manipulate and convince people, you're going to continuously convince them to stay with you. And that's horribly hard and bad. I like doing just fair exchanges. I like having fun. I like to I can tell you the clients we work with, we love, and we have a great time. And yes, they get great success. Whatever their goal is, money, usually generally people want more money, more revenue. But so more revenue, more sales, better marketing, better branding, better culture, grow, scale, all that great stuff. Love doing that stuff.
You bring value.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's our job, right? I know. Yeah. I was on another call earlier today because it's one of my networking groups. I said, I'm going to tell you something. It's a truth bomb. I'm going to tell you truth bombs. Marketing people are liars. It's a contrary. Salespeople are even worse. And those who teach it, I love you all. I'm looking at you. Come on, don't be gross. But there's a lot of people that are gross that are even double worse.
Talk about gross. How's it gross?
So, it's just the slick and slimy stuff. The people talk about the used car salesperson. It's because it's pressure. It really, really is. And I think part of that, if you're talking about the industries that do workshop and speaking and training and networking, all that kind of stuff. And if you really look at the under the curtain of the big ones, they all follow a formula, which is 100% manipulation. Their entire events are set up to sell you. Right. And it's under the premise that we're going to help you. We're going to uplift you. I mean, I can't tell you how many events I go to that I'm no longer, and I tell them, this is gross. I'm not going to do this. I cannot, no, I'm out. And it's like, hey, come to our event and get clients and do all this. And all they do is they push all their programs to you and they suck all the money out of the room. God, they do that so bad. And then, the formula, I was once this, I was on my last dollar. It was like, I was, one step from homeless or sleep on the porch and, but then I did this and I made $1 million and you can too. It's like, come on, for real? And there's some people that keep going down that. I'm like, well, I don't want to learn from you. You suck at this. So it's like, so we have seen these cycles and we know the stories and the formula. And so you're just being lied to and manipulated. And that's not what it is. That's not what sales are. And so a lot of people teach that. A lot of sales training teach that. And so these entrepreneurs and small businesses are repelled by a way of doing this that's manipulative and it's lies and it's leveraging pain points and all that. And they go, I don't want to do things that way. And there's not many voices. And I'm freaking excited that I am proud that I am one that's opposite of that. I go, no, this is actually how you do this. And I promise you, I've made more money, especially with sales, than any of them.
Yeah. FOMO is a big
Okay,
thing
there's
too.
a couple that blow me away, but you get my point.
Yeah, there's always going to be somebody good. But FOMO is a big thing. Fear of missing out. You know, it's like, hey, you don't get my product, you don't buy my product, you're missing out on XYZ.
Well, there's it's okay to do the push and the pull. Meaning, you should have this and then taking away all no to create desire. I don't mind that if it's done and acknowledged and done the right ways. I mean, there's clients that I'm not trying to. I mean, look, I got a client that came on, and I mean, like recently, I think over the weekend or something like that. And part of my conversation with them and someone who brought them to me, I was like, listen, I gave them the offer, but it's about to go into a line where I'm convincing them. And I said, look, if they want to jump in, they're going to jump in. I'm not going to follow up. I'm not going to do any of that. And it's up to them. And if it's a good fit, and I told them, I'm like, you might not be ready for this. And by the way, this was my winner circle, which is, I have several things I do. First of all, I'm an agency, full service marketing advertising firm. We do, like I said, branding, marketing, sales, all totally done for you. And we kick ass. Because there's so many emerging entrepreneurs in my world of small businesses, I started the business club, Game Changers, where I talk like this several times a week now, and one specifically helping them sell, which is amazing. And I'll tell you why I'm doing that. And that's cool. And then there's some that go, hey, and I also want to work with you, not just in the group, one-on-one, help me grow the company. Not done for me, but can you help me do this and walk alongside me? And so, and that's where they really need to be. But they were stuck into this. I want to learn more, and they haven't failed enough. And I said, look, I don't think you're ready because you're stuck on the cycle that, you're jumping from program to program to program, which is cool, but I'm not a program. I'm going to show you actually how to do these things. And if you're still kind of like, I'm learning, by the way, they were like tens of thousands. They were 60,000. I'll just talk. There's, because I know this will come out later. $60,000 within 12 months, paying coaches and consultants on how to do this business, but hasn't made any sales, and none of it was that. I'm like, you're not. I know I just rabbit holed. I apologize, but the point of it is like, but I don't think you're ready for this. Meaning, I don't think you're broke enough. I don't think you failed enough, and you're still stuck on the learning, trying to figure these things out. I'm ready to tell you the truth, and I love you, and I wish you well. I just don't think you're ready because I need you to take action. I need you to get rid of all that other noise and focus on growing your business. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it step by step. I need you to be clear and focused. And if you're so busy doing all this stuff, I don't think you're going to do it because you're hooked on that right now. And I said, that's okay. But I can't work with you like that.
That's a different way of doing sales, telling somebody no.
Well, but see, usually it's like that technically falls in with the push and the pull. Like you should be doing this, but you can't have it. But no, but it's a consulting, and I sell by consulting. I'm telling them exactly what they should be doing and how I would do it. And if that's a fit, you want to do that, we can do that. But I tell them the truth first.
How much is building relationships part of this?
0. Because the majority of the relationships building that people are doing is under false pretenses.
Yeah, good point.
0. Building a reputation, uplifting people, 100%.
Love that.
100%.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
you're right.
I mean, I have people going.
Yeah.
I literally have people, hey, I'm coming into your town and we should hang out. I'm like, I'm not going to hang out with you. No offense. I got the friends I got and I just hang out with my family. I don't do those kind of things, So I don't have that. And I'll tell you that when you talk about friends and people who are in my world, I'm going to say the C word here. So cover your ears, ladies. When I talk about clients, I don't use the word clients. That's the C word. I have friends. They're my friends. They're people I hang out with. In my club, we hang out multiple times a week. They're my friends. Are they clients? Technically, yes, but it's not that kind of relationship. We're doing entrepreneurial life together. The founders of the companies that we do everything for, same thing. It's not, and that's a different kind of situation.
Yeah.
So
Uplifting's the
I'm
key
yeah.
word.
Say what?
Uplifting's the key word that you said there.
Look,
Bringing
if
value.
yeah, if you want to, people say a lot of different things, but there's a goal between it, right? So if you want to know how to, if you want to sell someone, you need to impact their life. You need to take them from point A to point B, right? That means you have to meet them where they are, and actually give them real solutions to get them to point B. And you can do that in 15 minutes or less. If you do that, you now have a lot of emotions. You got gratitude, social debt. They're now listening to you. And this is what I love. When I go into a sales call, I go into going, I'm going to make this person a super fan. I'm going to change their life. I'm going to do something. I'm going to help them with something. I'm going to give them a solution that they can do without me. And that takes them from point A to point B. And if they always go, when you do that, well, can you do it for me? Well, yeah. And if it's appropriate, and I love the word appropriate, then they become a client.
Yes.
Become one of a member, or you get it.
Ruke, that's a powerful message, because you bring value without any return. If they come to you and say, you know what, I want to learn more, now you've brought that uplifting relationship to them and to keep bringing them value. They're going to pay for that value. And that's
and so that's a part of the responsibility of a business owner, because a lot of people that do this really, really suck. Well, here's my program, and let me tell you, it does this, and you just need my program. Well, how's that going? Well, you just need to get it. Well, I need this. Well, that's why you need it. It's going to help you do this, this, and this. It's like, well, freaking tell me how. That's bullcrap. No, actually, change. In fact, if you're so freaking talented, so smart, so good, do it now. Meaning, change their life now. Solve their problem now, not they have to pay for that. I can't tell you the answer because you got to pay for that. You gotta jump in my program to get that, and you got to be at this level to get. That's crap. If you can make a difference in people's life, and that's why you're here, then just freaking do it. You know who don't do it? The untalented people. Yeah, there's greed, but they're untalented. And I'll tell you this. This is one more thing, and I'm going to hear. This is the other point. The reason why. Okay, first of all, I started as an agency, totally done for you. Our engagements are anywhere, like I would tell you, small end if you want a website and a marketing funnel and a couple of pieces, like 45 grand, up to $250,000 a year, right? That's kind of like where we hover. That's not appropriate for everybody, because not everybody's there at that level. And I saw a lot of these people who I couldn't help. I started giving away, my formulas. I got 90 of these, and I give them away from stage all the time because I want to give you the real answers. And this is how I grow my business. It's real stuff. And so I give that out, and people are like, "Hey, can I hang out with you and learn more from you?" I'm like, "Okay, so here's my business club, and hey, can I? This is great, but can I have private meetings with you, and you give me a real strategy and do some market research and give me a real plan, a marketing sales plan?" Yeah, okay, well that's my inner circle, not a problem. I call it the winner circle. It's pretty cool. So. I could have, and there's not an agency out there that has that type of education, and there's not an education person that does branding, marketing, and sales combined, nor do they have an actually making millions and millions of dollars for their clients on the agency side. So what we teach is super real, and it's ridiculously real because we do it every single day. So that dynamic is amazing. And this is where people screw up. They might be going, well, I have my high end thing, and I'm not going to do a lower end thing. So one of the things that you need to do for sales, because I meet people all the time, I'm networking, I'm doing this, but it's the wrong audience. I need a different audience, and whatever your excuse is, you're not honoring your business, because your job as a business person is to provide a product. So I like looking at these people and going, those are no's, meaning they can't afford the $250,000 right now. They're a no. They can't fit over here. They're a no. What can I do for them to turn them in yeses? What do they need? How can I change their life? How can I show up in their world? And that's where you have that's why I started the business club, quite frankly. Mm-hmm. And so you have these people going, you got to do it this way, or you got to pay me this way. I'm like, no, I'll create something for you. And there'll be a fair exchange of value. Awesome. Love it. It's fun.
Well, any industry could do this, not just a marketing agency, right?
Most industries do. Real businesses do. See, the big lie is the lifestyle business. the laptop lifestyle, that kind of crap. The big lie is that you have to have an education program. You have to have an evergreen video series. You have to have a group program. And there's some things that's truthful in there, right? But the big lie is that's what you have to do. And then you come to me. See, the majority of people out there, and especially and let me say this for clarification. I have a business club, meaning we're doing entrepreneurial life together. Is it a coaching program? Yeah. Is it a consulting program? Yeah. Is it a networking program? Yeah. Is it a program? Yeah. But it's none of those things. It really, really isn't, because it's live, getting together multiple times a week, doing business and getting things done together. And it's amazing. So it's totally different from those things. I am doing what everybody else won't do, because they're like, well, I'm only going to do a phone call a month. That's what I'm comfortable doing. Well, great. You built a business for yourself, but you didn't build a business for them. I built a business for you. My business is for you. Is it inconvenient to me sometimes? Yes. But I can't tell you how many people that build all these things. So it's the business built for them, their comfort zone, how they want to show up. And I think that's the wrong way to do business. And I think it actually hurts people. And that's why people are so tired of slick and slimy salespeople.
You nailed it, because your schedule, your program shouldn't wrap around your schedule. It should wrap around the client's schedule. In your case, the family schedule.
Well, and I built a business around that. Okay. So let's be very transparent. And one way you can look at this, I only have a 3-day work week. I don't, have we ever talked about that?
Not on the show, no.
That's a whole no. Okay, not on the show. Okay. So I'm sure we talked about something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So we're scheduling. Yeah. And so, I work, and by the way, I don't like the W word either. I play. Most people are going to relate to the word work. That's fine, but I have fun. At least 80 hours a week. At least. But here's my days that I don't come in the office: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Do I have a business that I've built to handle that? Yes. To allow me to do that? Yes. That's the whole point of it. So, I'm saying that because I don't want people to be beholden to what they built. I can't tell you how many people own a business and they built a glorified job. And instead of a boss, they have, a handful of bosses, a handful of people that they're beholden to. And so, and that's what people teach. And so they go to the opposite end.
Yeah. Work harder, make more money. Do the 12-hour week, the work days. Never see your family, never see your friends, never enjoy life, but you're working all the time.
Well, but you can have that balance though. We've talked about that again, because I at least put in, I'm going to say at least 70 hours, at least. I mean, I'll have 16, every once in a while, 18-hour work days. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something to be, and again, you're wrapping something, you're building something around you to help your clients, you help your family, not the other way around, that, hey, I'm going to work Wednesday and Thursday because I'm vacation.
Dude, honestly, I've been literally married for 27-ish years.
Congratulations.
I got 4 children. My manager, someone looked at me weird the other day. I was like, well, let me ask my manager. And you have a manager? I thought you owned a business. I'm like, well, yeah, duh, but it's my manager, my company. It was funny. I really had to get him past that breakthrough. And I'm like, yeah, they're a team. And I'm accountable to my team. They're not employees. Do they have health insurance? Yes. Do I pay tax? Yes, all that stuff, but I don't categorize them as legally employees. But so my point of that is I have a manager. I check in with me. What do you need from me? Right. So I don't really tell them what to do. They take it. So I control nothing. And because I control nothing, my personal life decisions are made over here. The business decision here. When we want to do something in the company, everybody makes a decision. Since I don't control anything, I have all the freedom in the world. And that's what people don't understand. Everybody around me is empowered to make stuff awesome. And if everybody's around me making stuff awesome, I get to play and make stuff awesome too.
And the bottom line is your clients are winning.
Yeah, 100%. And my team. We're doing, all of us are doing entrepreneurial life together.
That's awesome. I love, because it is a life. If you're going to do this, it's a life. It's not, it's not like wake up and just do it. It's a life.
So let me say this. So we're talking about sales, and we kind of rabbit hole on how great things are. You can build something to help other people, and that's the important thing, right? And I'm only telling you those things because I want you to understand you're hearing a guy that has all this crazy cool stuff. And I'm telling you, I really don't sell things. and I've made millions and millions of dollars giving my stuff away for free. And we kind of covered that the last time. So what other these people are telling you, it's lies. Is you don't have to do it that way, and you know it in your bone. It sucks. You don't want to do things that way, and so take all that as proof you can be different. Now, we've kind of touched on a little bit how to be different, but we can dig in as deep as you want because I know we want to talk about kind of some of my formulas around that.
Well, yeah, no, let's talk about how to be different. I mean, I think that's powerful. I mean, you're a coach. There's 10 million coaches out there. How does a coach be different?
Well, first, I'm not a coach.
No, not you.
No, that's okay. Well, no. But here's the truth in this though, right? So I'm not a coach. I'm a consultant. One, because there's more zeros. But a coach basically, so if you understand what a coach is, and coaches are great. I love coaches. We have a bunch of coach clients. It's their job to pull things out of you, not to interject things. My job is to tell you what's up. Not like change your life. I'm telling you, here's the facts. Here's what you need to do. This is the exact step. So I prescribe things that people need to do. Therefore, I'm a consultant, and that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Now, here's the truth behind this, though. Every amazing consultant is a coach, because I'll cheerlead you. I'm not going to tell you to get out of bed in the morning, but if you show up, I'll give you the world and I'll pick you up. So I do a lot of coaching. I'm an incredible coach. A really good coach also does consulting, but not at surface level, underneath it. So from that perspective, absolutely, I'm a coach.
Gotcha. Sales. What's the biggest challenge? One of them.
People don't know how to get them.
Yeah, so that's a challenge.
Well, I think part of it, I kind of touched on it when people said, I think the biggest block is that people will blame a target audience or an audience or their networking group on that it's not the right fit for me. And again, that is you, and some of it's your unhealthy ego, or you've been told wrong, or you just don't understand. It's not their job to come to you. It's your job to build a product for them. And so that means you need to change if you want clients. And I can tell you, I've never heard a rich person say that. I've only heard broke people say that. I'm going to let that sink in. That's really shitty for me to say, but I'm just telling you the real truth. So if you are a part of a networking group, if you are out there talking to certain people, what can you do that will give them an exchange of value? That will give you the clients. Look, what are their buying habits? How are they hanging out? What are they buying now? How do they like that delivered? So I'll do it, but I'll interject my intellectual property. I'm going to do it my way, and boom, now you got a new product for an audience who's ready to buy. So the problem is they don't have clients and they're looking at that stuff, but that's how you handle that situation.
Yeah.
That's a real solution.
What do you think about sales in a numbers game? Talk to 10 people to get a yes.
Absolutely. Numbers. Well, I will tell you, marketing is a numbers game. Advertising, 100% a numbers game. Sales it is a numbers game, and you need to look at your numbers. You need to track your numbers. Mm-hmm. That's really, really important. But it's not a churning situation with sales. There is a scalability to it. There is trajectories to it, and there's math absolutely involved. If you talk to X amount of people, you should be able to close X amount of people. Therefore, you can predict your revenue to be X. Absolutely, and you got to make sure that X amount of people come in to sustain that. That's 100%. That goes more into predictability and watching your trajectory.
Gotcha. Well, let's do a quick shout out. People got a ton of nuggets. How are you going to?
Well, I got something else for you too, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going. Let's share with what you want to offer.
Okay. Well, so I mean, first of all, if you like what I'm saying, I'd love to play with you. I own my name. So go to Ruke.com. You'll see all my world, RUKE.com. But if you want to email me, I'm no shy about this. I personally answer my emails. My email is my name, Ruke@Ruke.com. Because I got something really, really crazy cool for you. Because we're talking about sales and we kind of went all over the place on it, but I'm going to dial on to this real quick. So if you want this thing that I'm going to talk about, it's Ruke@Ruke.com. It's amazing. And it's called my Game Changers Yes Formula. It's literally how you get a yes every time without being gross, slick, and slimy.
And if I follow this formula, I'm going to get a yes every time.
Every single time. Now, it doesn't mean you should close them, but it's exactly how to get a yes. And it doesn't mean there's not going to be hurdles. But what people want first from a yes is that you can help them. First, you got to get to the first yes you have to get to is that, I want to buy your services or your product. That's your first yes. And then the only other conversation beyond that is finance. Can you pay for it? Can you afford it? That's a different kind of a yes. But this is absolutely a top line yes, because that's what most people don't ever get to is, they're saying no from the very beginning.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this, Ruke.
All right.
First 4 people that reach out to you for this game changer scale chart flyer pro system that you have.
Well, it's it's a 1 page.
It's a 1 page
that you pull up every time you're on a sales call, and you'll get a yes every single time.
There you go. I'm going to throw $20 of Amazon gift cards to the first 5 people that do that.
Oh shit, I'll do 50. So
there you go.
No, wait, yeah.
There you go.
There we go. I didn't even one up you on that. That was weird.
No, you said 50, I send 20, we got 70, and
yeah,
you'd be crazy not to reach out. Even if the first 4 people are done, he says you're the 5th person, you're going to ROI 5 to 10 times your business.
Exactly.
So
I'll also meet with you personally and make sure you understand it.
Well, and uplifting keeps coming to my head. That's what I do. Here's $20 for reaching out the Rook.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You know why I said the 50 as just a gut response? So one of the games I've been playing is, the people with the robot recorders. I love robots. It's the AI, the different AI ones, Otter and all that kind of stuff. When they come to our things and then they leave, I will give them a personal message. Just listen, if you're listening to this and you're to this point, your own recording, you're listening to this, email me that you heard this offer. I'll give you a $50 Starbucks card or $50 or whatever you want. That's where that came from right now, because I want to see how many people. I started that last week.
Yeah. No, and it's bringing value. Again, this is money. And we're not saying everybody out there in the audience, that's how you bring value, but there's always a way to bring value.
Hilarious.
Yeah. You could do it if you want to.
So let me tell you how you get a yes. You want to hear that? All right. And again, am I able to, can I share my screen real quick? Can I show it real quick? So I want people to see what this looks like.
Now, the podcast people, you're not going to see it. Reach out to me or Rook. We'll get you this information, but you on YouTube, you get to see this.
Yeah, and I want you to have the PDF. I'll give this to you freely. Just email me, rook@rook.com, and I'll send this to you. So this is actually literally an interactive document that you fill in as you're talking to people to really craft a perfect product service for them. So I'm sharing this for 2 reasons. One, I want to show you how interactive and how cool it is. The other is it's 1 page. It's not 90 hours of videos and 5 different Google Docs and 60 trainings. I mean, seriously, this is all you need. All right. And it really talks about this. First, you got to go from stranger to super fan to get them to a super fan. And once you got them to a super fan, then you can go from a super fan to a client. And you can do that with 1 meeting within 30 minutes easy. And there's a couple pieces to this. Step number 1, actually give some trust and rapport. And the way you do that is you research them before you meet with them. Know something about them, right? And this is how you go from know, like, and trust immediately. Find something in their world that you actually are excited about. Not the effing fake, oh, I love what you're doing. It's so, no, specifically. Steve, I saw this. Dude, I love that. I do something like this. I love how you're doing that. Let me ask you a question about it. How are you doing this and that? Generally be excited and interested. And listen to this. If you can't be, tell them, and I've said this to people, I appreciate this. I think you're awesome. I'm just not into this. You're not going to get my passion drive. So I just want to be honest with you. You got to tell them that. Your job is to find something, though. If you generally can, there's rare cases, just tell them, because it's going to be sucky. But you generally can. Now, there's techniques that we can go through. I think I covered some of those about, going a couple layers of research and all that last time. So you write those 3 things down before you meet with them. Now, when you go to Superfan, you just tell them, right? So now they're a Superfan. So go to a client, you go, all right, so what challenges are you having right now? And there's things you can say that to unpack their problems. Rarely people go, well, here's why life sucks. Some will, though. If you do this right, I get a lot of those. Dude, I got it. I need your help on this. This sucks. Okay, great. Let's fix it. But you got to ask some questions. What's going good? What's going wrong? What are your goals? If I had a magic wand, I'd whale, and I got a magic wand right here, and I can wave it. What would you wish be? Something like that to just get them into the mode. Generally going, well, here's the challenge that I'm having. And so what you do is you listen and you write down their 3 top challenges. What are your 3 top challenges right now? And then you literally tell them how to fix it. Not by buying your program, by your wisdom, your expertise, and what you've done in your experience. And you say this. Well, this is what I would do. I would do this. I would do this. I would do this, and precisely do that. Do it like this. And that's exactly how that's what's going to do for you. If you do that, then they're going to sit there and go, well, can you do it for me? Well, yeah, I can do that for you. How would you like that done? Well, first of all, when would you like that done? By time. I'd like that problem solved in 2 weeks. I'd like the problem in the next 30 days. I wish it was done 3 weeks ago. Well, I can't go back in time, right? So when would you like this? How would you like this? Would you like work one-on-one done for you? See, that's the how. Meet them where they are. Well, I'd like to done this. That's awesome. Nice. So you want these things solved. You want it solved by this, and this is how you want it solved? And it's really called delivered? Done. Who's going to say no to that? No one can say no to that because this is what you're doing. You're co-authoring your offer to them. Now, of course, you already have offers built out. You're just telling, well, with what you want, you could go to, you could do my club, but it sounds like you really need us to do this for you based on your timing that you want and the outcomes you want. So that's where you need to be. Yeah, that is great. Now all you have to talk about is price. And that, let's work that out. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
But that's how you get a yes. And I know it sounds simple, and there's a little more details to this on this, but if you keep the spirit of that, and the number one thing about this is research them and be excited, be genuine about it, then actually solve their problem right there while you're on the call. Then they're going to tell you they want you to do it for them or with it or want more of that in their life.
Right. I like that too, because then you go to a program and they can't fit financially. Then you say, here's how I can help you get there so you can afford me. It's kind of what you're saying too.
Yeah, well, I have that. I absolutely have that. Like, listen, let me make you money first. And I'll tell you that the majority of the people that come in at the 196, my club starts at $197 a month. I mean, ridiculously cool. You get like this, let me tell you what I'm doing next. This is awesome. But so imagine this in your life every day, right? And I would tell you probably 80% that are like going, I'm ready to go to the next level. I'm ready to go to which is like, I think it's like $9,000. You get to work with me one-on-one and we make you more money. And then, hey, now I want you to be an agency. And the majority of them also go become the agency stuff. The 197 is new though, by the way. That's something we just started like a month or so ago. So like, yeah, I'll go first. Not a problem. But one of the things I'm doing with the one-on-one clients is we're doing now sales calls. And so we are meeting at the beginning of the week, and we're literally tracking who is in there. This is John, and I offered this, and he hasn't closed yet. Okay, so what did John say? Here's your rebuttal. Say this. Now say this. Now give him. This is how you bring them in. And so that very precise tracking and talking about who they have in their pipeline, and working with me and the team, and I'm there. And I'm going, well, you need to say this and this and this. And of course, they can text me. Right, I love doing that. Like text me and I'll give you rebuttals all day long. But this is really tracking where their sales are. It's literally helping me get them sales.
That's powerful.
I love that. Isn't that awesome? So we get to hang out. Awesome. I teach them something. We'll do sales with you, right? And we'll also do your promotions with you and all this other crazy cool stuff. And that's what I say. It's not a program. It's not a weird thing. It's not a
system. Club. It's just doing business together.
It's just getting done.
Yeah, and you're not leading. You're side by side, which is the important thing that I'm hearing.
Yes.
I'm going to be side by side with you.
And it's live.
Journey. Yep.
And it's live. It's live right then and there, getting it done. I love that stuff.
Well, we're running out of time. We're almost at that 33 mark we talked about. This is great. I want to thank you for being on. Again,
dude, I love this.
We're bringing you back because you care. I know a lot out there people care, but they just don't know how to present that. But the uplifting, I bring that word up again, and doing business with a servant's heart, uplift the people you're with. And I got to tell you, personal.
If you show up, and again, you've been trained wrong. You've been trained by people that only know how to take money but not make money, and that's why you feel ucky about sales. A lot of people, and that's why you got to use all these techniques and learn the weird things. If you just show up changing people's life, it is less energy. And I'll be honest, it's the opposite of the energy. If you're on your calls making a difference and you have a product that also can help them, that's some of the things that we do with packaging, right? You got to be smart about that. But if all you're doing is, my goal is to make you a super fan, I'm going to make a difference in your life right now on this call, and tell them that. That's the goal right now. So tell me what your challenges are, what's going on. If you do that on your calls, do you know how unstoppable you become? Do you know how much that is? It's not energy anymore. You're gaining energy. You're on fire. And then what does that do? It's infectious. And then just people pour in going, I got to have that. And so all this calculative and all that, it's the wrong energy. That's why it's not working for you. Change their life. If you're so darn good, change your life right now. And I promise you, you'll have an incredible business because of it. In fact, you'll have a company so you can only show up 3 days a week.